All right. Hi, everyone. Really excited about how the team rose to the challenge tonight. I thought they did a really good job of resetting throughout the meet. There were some really great performances. There were also a few performances that were disappointing, just in a sense of they weren't quite what they've been training day in and day out, but they didn't let that get to them, and they showed great resilience, great toughness, and were able to press the reset button to be able to build momentum, where they never let that impact them. They never let that impact their energy. And I think because of that, they were really able to take off near the end, especially on that floor rotation, build off of one another, and end the meet on a really high note.
Hey, Ashley, do you think that first vault rotation was just a little bit of maybe nerves or jitters of being in Coleman for the first time and they just needed to kind of settle into the meet?
I do. I think there were a lot of nerves. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of passion just to get out there and perform for the first time. We also had a few moments of miscommunication during our warm-up, I would say, that we'll work on sorting out, and I think it left everybody in just a little bit at a state of not quite their normal rhythm. They weren't quite breathing into the moment, and instead were trying to rush and make sure that they were ready. And so these are all things that we learn early on in the season, and we'll tweak and work on those details so that we're ready moving forward.
Hey, Coach. The team has been really strong on the bars so far this year. Your lowest counted bar score was higher than all of Missouri's bar scores. Could you just take us through that rotation? Did you realize coming into the season how strong it was?
The team's been working really hard on every event, but I think bars, one of the biggest changes I've seen from them, they've really embraced finding their words that they say. So in gymnastics, we work really hard on the mental preparation, visualization, having key words for every skill in their routine. And it's something that they've newly embraced. And so in the middle of the routine, they're staying focused on their corrections and staying focused on the things that they want to make happen versus just letting the moment kind of take them away and just seeing what happens. So I think they've really made some big changes in the gym, and that's transferring in competition by just taking charge of their gymnastics. They're not seeing what happens, like they know how to create the outcome that they want to see.
How special is it to have Ella being able to compete in the floor lineup for the first time in her 5th year?
It's really special to see Ella out there on floor, and I'm sure everybody watching can see her huge smile throughout the routine, at the end of the routine. That is a result of a lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of just resilience. And I'm so proud of her for just not backing down and continuing to fight, continuing to attack the little things, and not just be a great floor performer, but be a great leader, be a great example of what it looks like to be on the comeback journey. And just so proud of how that turned out tonight.
Coach, you got those banners hanging over with national championships, and you were part of 2 of them. So you know what a national championship team looks like. Does this look like a national championship team and roster to you? And what does it take for this group to be able to get there?
I think this team can compete with anybody in the country when they're just doing their normal stuff. Now, to do our normal things day in and day out on the competition, we've got to continue to work on our mental preparation. We've got to continue to be in the process and not get fixated on an outcome, on a win, on a score, on all the different things that we can't control. So I definitely think this team has that capability. They've shown those moments of greatness where they can compete with, if not better than any team in the country. I think all the puzzle pieces are there, but now it's about executing. Now it's about taking the things that went well and continuing to do them, taking the things that didn't go well and finding ways to overcome those challenges, get better at them, and put those out on the competition floor next week. We have to continue to make that progress and not get complacent.
Rachel Rybicki had a fall on the beam at the Super 16 meet. She ended up not having to count the score, but she bounced back in a big way this week with a 9.8. Could you kind of go through her bounce back there?
You know, balance beam is so much pressure. There's so much stress. It's 4 inches, 4 feet up in the air. It's really, really hard to chase perfection on the balance beam, and it's really easy to let your confidence get knocked when you have a mistake. And so I'm really proud of her for, again, showing resilience, not letting that affect her. She worked really hard this week in training, did her assignments and more to make sure that she was over prepared, that she knew how to get out here today and handle whatever emotions she was going to feel. And you know, we talked about it beforehand, and I said, I know you had a mistake last week, but it's not a reflection of her training. It's not a reflection of her workload, of what she is or who she is as a beam worker. And so I think she really relied on her foundation, on her basics, her drills, her progressions, and was able to just carry that into competition today. And that was a big moment for her and for the team.
A few more? What was the crowd like at home for the top 5 win tonight, Coach?
The crowd was so energetic and loud, and it was really awesome to have our students right down there on the floor. There's just nothing like competing out there. It's the electricity. You can feel it, and we're just so thankful for the crowd support and just our whole Tuscaloosa community. It really makes Friday night special.
Any closing comments or heading into Arkansas next week?
You know, we're looking forward to, again, we'll take our learning moments and put it into practice. I can guarantee you this team is going to get after it this week in the gym. We've got a lot of depth. We've got a lot of people to figure out what is that best combination of scoring potential for our team. And so they're going to work hard, and we're excited for another Friday night.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Roll Tide.